Boom! Welcome back to You Know What I'm Saying. I'm Derek. That's Mina behind the scenes. Peoples, I just want to speak on this 9 to 5 job. Working 9 to 5, okay? 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. You know, I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out. I don't want to work another 9 to 5 for nobody, nowhere. I want to explore all this brain I got and try different, um, different businesses, different places to travel, just tap into who I am and who I want to be. What is this? I guess the next half of my life, I guess, or the next 10 years of my life. Yeah, I'm really sitting inside of a building 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Nah, there's too much good living out there. And I mean good living, and then you wake up in the morning. Let's say your job starts at 9 a.m., right? But you might have to wake up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. to get to your job, to get out, beat traffic. Now you're sitting in traffic for what, 1 hour, to get to wherever you're going. And even if you live close to home, sometimes you still got to sit in traffic 30 minutes to an hour. Man, I don't want to do that. So that's an hour to work, an hour to come home. So you exhausted. By the time you come home, man, you don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to look at nobody. You don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be touched. None of that. None of that. You just like, man, leave me alone. You just want to sit in peace and quiet. But you bring that home to your family. We bring that home to your family, you make them feel bad. I know. I felt that. I felt that, I have done this to people. I've done this to my family members, where I come home, I'm working 12-hour shifts, 16 hour shifts sometimes, 12 and 16. I come home, man, I'm working where I work, the phone is ringing all day long. All day long. I mean, soon as you walk in, soon as you step your little toe over the line, that phone is ringing and you constantly on the phone, as what we say, putting out fires. So basically making everything work right, fixing complaints, So I'm constantly putting out fires all day for 12 hours. Man, I don't want to be doing that. And then when I finally get my paycheck, I'm like, damn, for all this brain I got, I'm making somebody else rich. Man, I need to put my own self first and make myself rich, or take the same skills that I have and put it into something that can take me to the next level, or take my family to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? But getting up every day, going 9 to 5, man, I'm burnt out. I'm here to tell you, I am burnt out. I am completely spent. I mean, spent. Like I'm ready to do something just, I don't say it's abnormal, but I just want to do something different. Something different, and going inside, working for somebody, following their rules and all that, man, I'm spent on that. And not to mention, hell, sometimes you get to the point where it's like you burnt out on the job, but you have spent so much money, now you can't leave. Now you can't leave. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, man, so maybe when you first started in this career field, this was something that it was your dream. But now after a year, 2 years, 10 years in, you're like, man, I want to do something different, but you don't have the time because you're always working. Okay? Or you want to take that same skill that you're using and start a business. But once again, you don't have the time because you're always working. And you're always worried about making a mistake. Oh, did I do this right? Did I do this right? Man, you dreaming about this stuff all night long. Like, damn. Oh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. Now, in my career field, you can't leave. You can't leave until the job is complete. Now, other careers, let's say you work in an office somewhere, right? And you're working at a desk. Well, if you're not finished with that, you can just tell the customer or tell the client, we'll start this tomorrow. You can't do that in the hospital. No. And you can't give it to someone else in the hospital. No. When you work, You cannot endorse work to no one. No, no. You may be able to do it once or twice, and then the nurses are gonna be like, "Man, I ain't doing your job. I ain't doing your job. Don't be giving after me." So when what you start, you have to finish. You have to finish. If a patient walk in the door at, let's say you get off at, I say I work at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., right? Let's say, right? Let's say 6:30 hit. Boom, 6:30 hit, 6:30 p.m. hit. Now you've been going working about 11 and a half, 11 hours, 30 minutes, right? Boom, patient come in. You got to do an intake. Man, an average intake take you 3 hours. Now, what time you think you're going to go home? Because the next nurse coming in, she talking about she got work to do. So she just starting. She's just starting. So you can't mess up her flow. You can't slow her down. And we all know this, and we all have the same experience in our field. So we know. But it's that type of thing. And also, if you mess up, the paperwork ain't right, man, they'll be calling you at home. It's so many things you have to do. And not to mention, and this is not just medical field, this is many places I've worked. Not to mention the fear of being fired. The fear of being fired. Well, if you have your own business, if you have your own side business or full-time business, everything falls on you. If you want to make $100, you make $100. If you want to start at 2 a.m., you start at 2 a.m. If you want to close at 2 a.m., you close at 2 a.m. But everything is constricted when you're working for someone else, or restricted when you're working for someone else. The way you think, the way you move, whatever you write down, everything is such a restriction. So you're in a box and you can't really move. And after so many years of that, and I don't need a whole lot of time to figure this out. 1, 2 years, I didn't figure it out, and I already knew. I've been feeling this way for a while that, man, this ain't what I want to do. This is not what I want to do. And I'm sure